Hello, design lovers. I'm Ashley Childers, and in today's video, I'm going to share how you can get the modern cottage look and explain every detail about the modern cottage design style. This is hands down one of my very favorite architectural and interior design styles. So today I'm going to break down all of the elements that make up the modern cottage design style and give you tips on how you can recreate the look in your own home. I know you're going to love today's video, so be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button as we drop a new design video every week. So what is modern cottage design style? It is a style that combines the charm and historical references of centuries-old English and French cottage style with a little bit more of a modern, sophisticated sensibility. And let me clarify, modern cottage is not the same as cottagecore. I know that cottagecore has been a buzzword in the design industry for the past few years, but modern cottage is more sophisticated and elevated. Cottagecore leans a little bit more towards whimsical design that uses a lot of color and pattern, and modern cottage is a more pared back, sophisticated approach to the cottage style. Modern cottage design is a very favorite of mine, and I'm really excited to be able to reveal in a few short weeks about a new project that we're working on where we are going to transform a 1947 ranch house into a charming modern cottage. I can't wait to share the entire process with you right here on our channel and over on Instagram at Ashley Childers Home. So let's talk about what characterizes the modern cottage style when it comes to exterior architecture. So from an exterior architectural perspective, elements of the modern cottage style would be dramatically pitched gables, swooping front porch overhangs, adorable and welcoming arched doorways, prominent chimney placement, and an abundant cottage-style landscape. Now, on the interior of a home, modern cottage style is layered and storied, but in a sophisticated and charming way. Picture cozy, welcoming rooms that incorporate wall paneling, tumbled stone or wide planked wood floors, unlacquered brass plumbing fixtures, natural stone countertops, and charming architectural details like window seats, arched doorways, and wooden ceiling beams. So typically, modern cottage style homes have proportions that are a bit more exaggerated than their historical counterparts. So this could include dramatically pitched gables, like I said earlier, larger windows than you would find in historical English or French cottages, and maybe a little bit more of a gracious entrance and front porch. But the overall feel of modern cottage style is still charming and welcoming, just with a little bit of a modern flair. Okay, so let's talk about how you can get the modern cottage look. So for the interior spaces of your home, it's really all about architectural details, the color palette, and the materials that you select to use in your home. So let's talk about material selections first. So when we are wanting to embrace the modern cottage style from a materiality standpoint, you're going to want to use products like natural wood ceiling beams, paneling on the ceilings and walls, wide planked wooden floors, and natural honed stone floors and countertops. Those could be juxtaposed with maybe a bit more modern elements such as a modern marble fireplace surround and the pop of unlacquered brass hardware. So when it comes to the color palette of modern cottage style homes, I want you to think about muted, earthy neutrals. So this is creamy beiges, soft browns, sagey greens, and muted blues. all the colors that you would find on a misty morning in the English countryside. For modern cottage style architectural details on the inside of a home, I want you to think about smaller, cozier rooms that are a little bit more separated from the adjoining rooms. This is not a style that embraces big open concept living like we have right now. So smaller, more intimate, cozy rooms that include things like built-in nooks and bookshelves, window seats, cozy arched doorways, freestanding furniture like kitchen islands, and cabinetry that looks bespoke and layered. When it comes to achieving the modern cottage style look for furniture and decorative accessories, I want you to think about layering antique pieces with more modern, sinuous silhouettes. So an example of this would be maybe a modern sofa shape paired with an antique coffee table, or vice versa, a classic rolled arm chair or sofa with a more modern curved table style. Also, focus on textural layers in upholstery fabrics and textiles, and accenting more traditional furniture styles with a few modern pieces. Modern cottage style is all about embracing the charm and tradition and history of a beautiful English or French country cottage, but infusing it with modern elements. When it comes to decorative accessories for a modern cottage style, think again about layering the antique with the modern. So maybe that is a really beautiful modern brass lamp on an antique bedside table, or it could be a piece of modern art in a room layered with patinaed antiques. Now that we have talked about exterior and interior architectural elements and details and furniture and decorative accessories in the modern cottage design style, I want to talk about the exterior materials and my very favorite part of modern cottage style, and that is the cottage garden. If you are so lucky to be building a new home or renovating a home and you want to embrace the modern cottage style, I suggest really looking towards the historical references of cottage style architecture. So this is things like cozy porches, gabled roof lines, and then also playing up charming details like arched entry doors, exterior shutters, a mix of stone and timber on the exterior, cedar shake or slate roofs, and a thoughtful cottage garden style landscape. Now, in my opinion, modern cottage style is literally the poster child for curb appeal. So if you live in a home that is not architecturally a cottage style, but you want to embrace this style in the exterior of your home, you could do things like add shutters to your windows. Maybe you want to add window boxes kind of spilling over with flowers and ivy. You could do a decorative garden fencing around the front of your home. And then you could include entry details like rock pillars and lantern style lighting fixtures. Before we move on to my very favorite part of modern cottage design, I want to just take a minute and reference Delta over here on the side. Anytime we video outside, Delta manages to get into the shot. So this is Delta, everyone on the channel. She is our cat that we're not exactly sure how old she is. We've had her for probably about 8 years, but we adopted her from the Humane Society. We didn't know how old she was when we adopted her, so she loves to be just hanging out with the family, and I just had to introduce her to everybody. Now that everyone has met Delta, you're all officially acquainted with her, we can move on to talking about the final element of the exterior of a modern cottage style home, and that is the cottage garden. Now, this is my absolute favorite. I fell in love with cottage style gardening years ago, but really deepened my love for this style when I went to the Cotswolds with my daughters a few years ago. I just love the nostalgia and history and charm, character, romance, all the things that a cottage style garden is. And I was so inspired by the style that I actually created a cottage style garden here at our home. Now let's talk about how you can create a modern cottage style garden at your home. So elements to include would be mixing kind of the wild, free spirit of the English garden style with more structural elements like boxwood hedges and maybe some boxwood topiaries. These are going to give structure to the English cottage style garden and give it that bit of modern flair. The abundance of climbing roses, ivy, climbing hydrangeas, and wisteria on porches and garden structures also add to that modern cottage style charm. Overflowing decorative pots and planters, raised garden beds, and pea gravel pathways are also beautiful cottage style elements that you could incorporate in your garden if you're going for this modern cottage look. Needless to say, the modern cottage style garden is my absolute favorite, and it's an easy place to bring the charm and character of this style to your home. Now, even if your personal design style is not the modern cottage look, I feel like we all can embrace certain elements of this style, especially as we prepare for the cozy months ahead. So take maybe one or two of the elements that I talked about and add a little bit of modern cottage style to your home this season. Now, who is ready to embrace the modern cottage style with me? I want you to let me know in the comments which part of the overall modern cottage style is your favorite, and if there is a certain element that you want to try in your home. Now, if you love all things design, check us out over on Instagram at Ashley Childers Home. You'll get a little sneak peek into my daily design adventures, and you will also get to see behind the scenes as I embark on my very own modern cottage renovation. And if you want even more interior design goodness right now, you're going to want to watch this playlist next. As always, I'm Ashley Childers. Thank you for watching, and remember, good design is for everyone. So create a home that inspires you. Have fun embracing the charm of modern cottage style and fall in love with where you live, one room at a time.